Firefighting is an inherently dangerous and stressful occupation. Year in and year out, line of duty deaths amongst the fire service are related to, the leading cause is related to cardiac arrest. From the years 2004 through 2013, of the 1,047 line of duty deaths in the fire service, just over 46% of those deaths were contributed to cardiac arrest. Firefighters have an obligation to themselves, to the departments that they serve, to the citizens that they serve, and especially to their family and loved ones, to make sure that they're in the best physical condition that they can possibly be to keep themselves from becoming a statistic in this category. Fire departments have an obligation to come up with a physical training program to implement it and to make sure that it's adhered to by all members of the fire service. This physical fitness program needs to be participated in by all members of the fire service of that department. Not only does that physical fitness program need to pertain to weightlifting, as you see here, to make sure that our strength is adequate, but there's also other areas that we can focus on. Every year, and surprisingly, a lot of departments in the fire service have no physical training process whatsoever. They have no program in place. Why is that so? One of the biggest reasons is, of the fire departments in the United States, approximately 60% of those fire departments are volunteer. Members of those fire departments have other obligations that they have to attend to every day. So the excuse is most often that they don't have time to participate in a physical fitness program. This has to change. We have to change the entire culture of the fire service and be focused on maintaining our bodies in peak physical condition to keep ourselves from becoming a statistic. Even those volunteer departments need to implement a physical training program that is participated in by all members. Paid fire departments need to invest the time and the money in making sure that they have a training program, and that program needs to be monitored. The firefighters that are working out, they need to be monitored. Where they are in that physical fitness program, and if what they're doing is not working, things need to be changed so that they can make sure that they are in peak physical condition. Like I said, not only do we need to pertain to weightlifting here, but we also need to make sure that we have some cardiac workouts in to further reduce that stress that firefighters are under every day. A recent study by the fire department in Detroit took place, and what they did was the firefighters wore small cardiac monitors. They went to bed with those cardiac monitors on. These cardiac monitors monitored their heart rate. When the tone sounded, the cardiac monitor monitored the heart rate all the way through the call, from responding to the call to participating in fireground activities, to extinguishing the fire, through mop-up and through getting all the apparatus back into service. As was expected, there were times that the firefighter's heart rate would increase, and there were other activities in which the firefighter's heart rates would slow down some. So over the course of the call, the firefighter's heart rate was continuously going up and going down, going up and going down. What was surprising about this is during the whole entire event, the highest heart rate monitored by the firefighters was when the tone actually dropped. You would think it would be during firefighter operations, but no, it was when the tones actually dropped. Those firefighters were asleep, they were startled awake. What's the significance of this? That sudden increase in heart rate puts a huge stress on the heart. By participating in a physical fitness program and making sure our heart rates are elevated constantly and we're in top physical shape is one way that firefighters can make sure that they are in physical shape and try not to become a statistic, but to become a line of duty death. Fire departments as a whole have got to change our culture. We've got to implement physical training programs. We've got to make sure that the members of the fire department adhere to that program, that they work out constantly, not just on duty, but off duty as well, so that they can make sure that they are in peak physical condition and ready to respond when the tone drops.